I know some cheerleading squads have boys on them, and some even have a JV squad. Have you figured out where I'm going with this? Work on your kicks, and then maybe. Number 3, Sheridan at number 1, Laramie. First quarter, Sheridan wearing the white. Blake Godwin says, what the heck? Let's get the game started out the right way, and he did. He had a great game, and he has his team on the board first, up 3-0. The Bronx could also get 3 the hard way as well. Chris Clark is behind the double team, hoop and 1. That would quickly double up the score, which is now 6-zip. Laramie was off to a slow start, but they would eventually get going. Andy Pearson, 15-foot jumper, good. It did not take long to close the gap, and his squad only trails 7-5. The visitors were able to keep the opposition at arm's length away. Coy Steele is going to slip through and put in 2 points for the cause, 16 points for the sophomore, and that would move the score up to 11-7. Back and forth things went for a while, and it was time for the Plainsmen to respond. Josh Wilson with a running jumper gets the bucket and the foul. No good on the extra try, but not a big deal right now. It's only 11-9, and there is plenty of time. But I hate to say it, it is the first quarter, and the beginning of the end started right about now. The 3 is no good, but Dante Crow is in the right spot for the rebound. He will reposition himself and get the 2. That would allow Sheridan to go up 13-9. The Bronx were starting to giddy up and go, and they were hitting their stride. Dylan Daniels hits a 3 from the near side, and he has his boys on the move, up by a score of 16-9. The senior was developing a hot hand at this juncture of the game. He has college plans, so he will try a college range 3. 15 points were his numbers, and suddenly we have a 10-point difference between these two teams. It's 19-9. The home team would try to answer back quickly. In this case, they went to their big guy, Danny Bradfield, who would get 2 of those points back, but the boys in black needed more, down 19-11 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the visitors were still on the move. Steele looked more like the man of steel on this highlight, shooting over tall defenders in a single bound. The score is now doubled up. It's 22-11. This was a very big run, and it is not over. Daniels looks like he's in a jam, but he will weave his way in one direction and then the other, gets the 2 and the whistle. The 3-point play would make the score look even more lopsided. It's 25-11, and they are still not done. Daniels could do no wrong for a while. Here comes another 2 for his totals. This would cap off an 18-2 run, and Sheridan was in firm control with a 29-11 advantage. Laramie's offense has been MIA during the onslaught, and someone needed to do something. Joe Legursky III will finally stop the bleeding. That was a much-needed 3, and his team needs a lot because they are on the wrong end of a 29-14 score. Sometimes when you ask for more offense, you will receive. Legursky will strike again for 3 more. His dad does not just coach the UW Cowgirls, he taught the family as well. Now it's 32-17. Actually, the Plainsmen were making a little bit of a comeback, but it was a long road. Jake Odlin is going to put in a long 2. He led his squad with 17 points, but they trail by 10. It's 34-24. But the opposition was not about ready to let them get much closer. Godwin will shoot on the run and try to quell some of the momentum. He dished out 23 for the Bronx, who are up 36-24. In spite of their big lead, the Bronx were still battling hard for points. Clark suckers a defender, draws the contact, gets the score inside. That is what a disciplined player is supposed to do in the paint. The visitors were up by 13. It was 39-26 going into the locker room. Third quarter, the boys in black were still working on that comeback. Tristan Eichbush has a one-on-one matchup near the hoop, and he will win this exchange and get 2 for a reward. Every little bit helps. Now it's 39-28. The home team would reach into their bag of tricks. Odlin will quickly score off the inbounds. It's still a 12-point deficit with the scoreboard reading 42-30. This next bucket would be the closest they have been in a very long time. Nice move by Pearson, and that was an equally nice shot. 46-39 makes for a 7-point difference, but they would not get any closer than that. The visitors would regroup and get back to work. Steele with the drive, draws the contact, 2 and 1 more. That got the lead back up to 10. It's 49-39. Later, the advantage was down to 7 again, but Godwin has an answer for that problem. He has a 3 in his back pocket, and that was not a bad time to play it. Sheridan was in decent shape, ahead 54-44 going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, it was time for the Bronx to finish the job. Clark is open behind the double team and very close to the hoop. That was a pretty easy 2 points, and that would put his boys up 56-44. If that was not the nail in the coffin, this was. Steele is going to slam the door shut with this 3-ball from the corner. 59-46 is what the scoreboard reads, and time was becoming an issue. Laramie just dug themselves too deep of a hole to get out of, but we will give them the last highlight. Danny Bradfield with a pretty reverse lay-in, but the damage was done a long time ago. Sheridan would bring the Plainsmen back down to earth, 75-64.